Hi, everyone. So, I wanted to chat with you all today about the top 3 myths about work-life balance. And the reason is because let's talk about balance first. What is it actually like? And I love movement. So I always think about it from like the perspective of being on a balance beam, right? You're walking very slowly, you know what's going on with your body and you're paying attention to your weight. If you start to feel a little bit too much weight in one side, that's when you might start to tip. And if you tip too far, that's when you would actually fall off, right? So what we're looking for in balance and work-life balance is how do you find that center grounding point, feel your feet, really be able to walk forward and back, and maybe even having a little bit of a dance on the balance beam. Why does this matter? Work-life balance, I want to talk about what those myths are in a moment, but it's really truly like when we start to feel balance and we have work-life balance, that's when you actually can start to feel and be clear on what it is that you're up to. You can start to really navigate what's happening in your life. You can start to know what you care about, to start to have clarity. I have a new challenge coming out next week, and it will really be in that vein of talking about how do we get that balance? What is that balance important for? What matters? And I know for myself that when I feel really that balance piece, I feel on my purpose, I can stay on my pathway. I know when things are trying to throw me off that pathway versus when I see my balance beam and I know, okay, like this is the direction that I'm going. Now that the world is starting to open up again, that energy has shifted with the spring, the vaccinations, the world is opening up. And the truth is, cases are still rising in some places. There's still going to be some challenges when we start to navigate what this new shift looks like for all of us. So how can you stay balanced and centered around what you care about, what you know to do, what is actually going to work in your own life? And this is an important question for so many of us. So I'm going to talk first about what the things that the myths around work-life balance. The first myth, it's not about getting off work at 5 p.m. I love you, and that's not what it's about. Like, while getting off work at 5 p.m. is fantastic, that's so amazing. If you're spending 40 hours a week stressed and unfulfilled and unhappy, that's just not work-life balance. Work-life balance is truly like balancing and feeling like your life is happy. All the prongs of your life are feeling really good. You're really feeling fulfilled and you're happy to spend that time at work, and you're also happy to end your day to be with your family or to do other things that are priorities for you and feel really good in your life. So high achievers, I know you guys are kind of like trying to nail this perfectionist, I'm done at 5. And it's not really about what time you got off work. It just truly isn't. The second thing is it's not about saying no all day. And I know, I want you to say no, by the way. Like, say no so that your yes has some power. And don't say no just because you feel like you say yes too much, right? Like it's like, that's not balance. People pleasing and saying yes all the time and then going the opposite way and saying no all the time. Again, how is that balance, right? How do we find that place of like, I say yes to the things that are exciting and energizing. I say no to the things that aren't really working for my life, right? How do we find, again, that push-pull that really brings you into a centered place rather than having rules like, I just say no all the time, right? We're not in for that. We're in for a more holistic view of what balance is. And then the third myth around balance is like, you have everything dialed. Your day is balanced. You know what every single thing is going on through the day. You've got your movement practices set up. You've got all the stuff going on. You know when your breaks are, you know when your meetings are, etc. Yes, some days are like that. And the truth is, there's always going to be disruptions. There's going to be things that challenge you and that are going to throw you off balance. So your job is not to have your schedule so perfectly dialed. Your job is to be able to find out when things are starting to throw you off your balance, and then you know how to get back in, right? You know how to get back to grounding. You know how to feel your feet again. You know how to say, oh, I can dance with this, rather than being like, I am in a schedule that must go an exact way, and that you get thrown off when that schedule shifts. What happened during COVID? That happened for so many of us. We got really thrown off because a lot of these structures that had been put in place changed and shifted. When we are starting to open up the world again, how can we also get back into that place of being able to navigate and feel balanced as life shifts and our worlds shift again in the context of a different world, really? Still cautious, still working our way forward, and yet allowing ourselves to be more expansive again, to open into the world in a different way. I have a new challenge coming out next week. We'll be talking a lot about how do we get balance in our lives? How do we really start to navigate and understand for ourselves what it looks like? Because that's actually when you start to discover where purpose lives. That's actually where you'll start to break through and feel purpose in your life, and then be able to stay balanced as you pursue your purpose. So my new challenge will be coming out very soon. I'm going to be talking about it lots in the next couple of weeks, and I can't wait to share more with you. All right, everyone, have a beautiful day. I'm Nicole Song. I'll talk to you all soon.